All right, everybody, let's take a look at this problem. We're going to solve for three different values here. We're going to do the three currents that we see here. So we have I, IR, and IC. So if we're looking at the circuit, we'll notice we have a couple elements in here. We have we have an inductor, capacitor, and a resistor. So the first thing, if we need to find all these values, we need to convert everything over to the impedance values. So let's go and do that real quick. So if we go to Z of R, we'll get that to be 100 at angle 0 ohms, or just 100 ohms. ZL is going to be J omega L, which will just give us, let's see what our omega here. Let's define our omega real quick. So our omega is 10 to the 4th radians per second. Okay, so J 10 to the 4th, then 10 millihenries will give us J100. Okay, which is just the same thing as saying 100 at angle 90 ohms. We'll do ZC, negative J over omega C. We'll just do negative J. Omega was 10 to the 4th. C is 1 microfarad. So this will just give us negative J100, or 100 at angle negative 90 degrees. Okay. All units are here ohms. All right. So we got those down. Okay. And we're going to kind of treat this now like we would treat any other problem. So in order to find the current IR and IC, we would first need to go and find this current here, I. So to do that, let's break all of these elements down to one element, one equivalent element, and from there we can solve using known laws. Or V is equal to IZ. So let's do that. We'll notice that these two here are going to be parallel with each other. So if we could write that out, Z parallel will be ZR, ZC, ZR plus ZC. And since we're multiplying on the top, let's go ahead and drop our phasor values on the top. As we're multiplying dividing, we want to use the phasor for that. Has ZC, so it was 100 angle negative 90 degrees. ZR, we're adding in the bottom, so let's go ahead and use rectangular. So 100 plus negative J 100. Okay. So on the top here, we're going to get 10,000, and we're adding those angles, so we'll get negative 90 at the top. And then down here, we will get 100 plus, minus J 100. Okay, so if we pull these over here, we'll need to convert the bottom because we're about to have to do a division. So 100 squared. Okay. So this will be, gotta type it on my calculator one more time. 141.42. Then our angle is going to be negative 45 degrees. Okay. And you can go back to the previous videos to see how we exactly got those values. Just doing the x squared plus y squared, and that'll give us our magnitude value. And then that tangent inverse of y over x will give us the theta value. Okay. That's all we did for the conversion in the bottom. Okay, so continuing on. So if we were to divide those out using our known methods, we'll get 70.71. We'll subtract our angles, so negative 90 minus negative 45 should be plus 45, so negative 45 degrees. Okay, so this is Z parallel for us. All right. So once I combine those now, and I'll draw a quick little diagram over here. I'll just call that Z parallel. And then this is still Z of L right there. So then now these two will be in series. So Z of series will be, we want to add ZL. That's this is an L, not a C. So we want to add those, so ZL plus Z parallel, since they're in series, and then we're treating these like they're resistors. So we'll do J100 for the inductor, and plus we need to convert this value here back. So essentially all we'll do is just we'll use our rules, Zm cosine theta, then Zm sine theta. So using those, we will get $50 and then negative J50. When we add these together, we will get 50 plus J50. Which, when we combine down, $70.71, and then angle should be 45. But let me check. Yep. An angle 45 degrees. All right. Ohms. So same way of representing the same value. Okay. So then now all we have is Z total, which Z total is just equal to ZS, by the way. And then voltage. So now to find I, the original I, it will be V over Z total. So when we do that, we will get 100 and angle 0. Since there's no angle here, phase angle is equal to 0. Z of T, we said was 70.71 at an angle of 45 degrees. So when we divide that out, we'll get 1.414 at an angle of negative 45 degrees. And that's in amps. Okay, so that's the first I. Alright. That's great. So now we know this I. So we know this I will be broken up into these two parts here, IC and I of R. So let's do a current division on it. And when we do our current division, we'll just look at it like such. Okay, this will be I of C, I of R, I of R. This will just be I. Okay. So writing that out, if we want to find IR, that'll be I times Z parallel, because we're breaking it up between those two branches, over ZR. Okay, so when we do that, let's go and sub in our numbers here. So we had Z parallel, or sorry, let's put I in first, so 1.414, an angle negative 45. Okay, and then Z parallel, we said from up here is going to be 70.71, an angle negative 45. Okay. And then ZR is just going to be 100 at angle 0. So when we go multiply, so we're going to do a division and then a multiplication. So when we do that, let's see what we get. So we get 1. Okay, so we'll subtract those angles and add those angles. So it'll give us angle of negative 90. So here it'd be negative 45, since it's dividing negative 45 over 0. So 45 minus 0, and then that'll give us negative 45 degrees. And then we're multiplying, so these two are being multiplied together, or added together. So we'll add the angles together. So negative 45 plus negative 45 will give us negative 90 degrees. That'll be amps, and that'll be I of R. Okay. And then we have one of two options. We can either solve for IC by this method, I minus IR, but that requires a few more conversions, and I would rather not do that. So I'll just do I of C is equal to I ZP over ZC. That'll be 1.414, an angle negative 45 degrees. Once again, 70.71, an angle of negative 45 degrees. Then we said the ZC is going to be 100, an angle negative 90 from the top. So when we do that, so we'll get, looks like 1 again right there. So then now we'll do negative 45 minus negative 90, which will give us positive 45. So negative 45 minus negative 90 should give us plus 45. And then negative 45 plus 45 will give us an angle of 0. So this will be 0 angle. Okay, now will be I of C. All right, and that is a bit of a lengthy problem, but that is the correct method of how to go through it. Of course, you can use different kind of algebra mathematics if you want to go through it, but that is a very common way of solving these types of problems. All right, well, I'll see you in the next video.